We've all been rejected at some points in our lives. And if you haven't, that might be a sign that you haven't challenged yourself enough or taken enough risks. Regardless, no one likes to be rejected. It hurts. But at the same time, rejection can be a powerful asset in our personal growth. Let me run you through the logic. If rejection proves that we're challenging ourselves, and challenging ourselves is key to making progress, then learning how to deal with rejection fast tracks our self-evolution. With me? So today, we're going to learn how to handle rejection the right way so that we can turbocharge our personal growth. Let's get into it. What is up, Explearners? Mary Daphne here of Explearning.co, where we believe social skills are the key to the good life. What's the good life? It's where you call the shots, you have a crew you can count on, and you're on a mission that you care about. Before I jump in, I encourage you to check out our comprehensive small talk guide. Just click the link in the description box below to get the free downloadable delivered straight to your inbox. A key component of handling rejection is adopting the right attitude. So according to Nicholas Boothman, author of How to Make People Like You in 90 Seconds or Less, he says that there are 3 things that we can do with rejection. We can dismiss it entirely. We can let it destroy our self-confidence and our self-worth, or we can overcome it. Which option do you think will lead to increased mental fortitude? If you guess C, you would be correct. So how can we welcome rejection in our social interactions with people and build our mental fortitude in the process? We have to remember to not take things personally. And it's hard. But most of the time when we're rejected, it has nothing to do with our personal identity. It has much more to do with a mismatch of skills or interests. Because of this, you can think of rejection as the universe's way of helping us dodge a bullet, Matrix style. It serves as a filter for your experiences, preventing you from ending up in a situation where you might not have been happy anyhow. So with that in mind, it's okay to feel a little or a lot of disappointment if you were really hoping to get into that school or land that job or be in that relationship with that person. Let yourself experience that emotion, but then you also have to remind yourself that life has something much better planned for you. When we go in with that attitude, we'll make lemonade out of lemons. So now that we've established the concept, let's see what the experts have to say on the matter. 1, selection, not rejection. For Boothman, rejection is simply a selection process. Waiting to be rejected is a passive activity. But if you change your mindset and see rejection instead as selection, you move from being a passive player to an active one. And by choosing who we engage with and how we interact, like when, where, why, we empower ourselves because we're in charge of our communication, our social interactions, and what we do with the time that we have. So if you don't click with someone, even after trying to build rapport with them, that is not your fault. You've run a selection assessment and that relationship is not a fit. So it's just time to move on. 2, treat it like a game. So the other way to deal with rejection is by transforming it into a game. This is an idea that Jia Zhang, founder of rejection therapy, expands on in his book, Rejection-Proof: How I Beat Fear and Became Invincible Through 100 Days of Rejection. By reframing a socially frustrating or social anxiety-laden situation into a playful context, you discover some levity in it. The playful nature alleviates the social anxiety associated with rejection, and it reduces the stress. Both good things. Clinical psychologist Rod Martin explains that by finding levity in tense situations, you can reconfigure your thoughts about what was previously viewed as a stressor. If we perceive something as funny, then we're looking at it from a fresh perspective. It changes our way of thinking by releasing us from the shackles of rigid thinking. So the next time you get a no from someone, you can instead think of it like losing a round of Monopoly or Fortnite. Frustrating, but not heartbreaking. It was fun while it lasted, and there's always next time. But again, rejection is part of life, and we need to learn how to deal with it. So now that we've covered some ways to soften the blow of rejection, let's now look at some ways of handling it with courage and confidence. Surround yourself with people who love you. So when we're rejected from something or someone, it's really, really nice to know that we can take comfort in people who love us. This can be family, this can be people we've adopted as family, or this can be close friends of ours. Engaging with them in person is best, with lots of hugs and knowing smiles. But if that's not an option, a heartfelt video chat or voice call will also do the trick. And if you don't have anyone on tap at the moment, not to worry. You can actually hug a teddy bear instead. And I'm totally serious. I'm not kidding. There is research, believe it or not, that supports this. You can also look at a photograph of a loved one. Studies show that photographs of the people we love reduce emotional or physical pain. So when rejection strikes, grab a warm beverage and seek out your preferred source of comfort. All the endorphins that are released doing this will make you feel instantly better. Turn to your social surrogates. Social surrogates are symbolic social connections that transpire in our minds. They are the bonds that we form with our favorite TV and movie characters, book characters, or even our YouTube role models. These are both fictional characters and real people who we admire and who inspire and empower us. I call on these social surrogates all the time when I need a mental boost. I think, what would Xena Warrior Princess tell me? Or how would Wonder Woman handle this situation? Or what kind of a joke would Starbuck crack here? In research conducted by Gabriel Valenti and Young in 2016, they found that facsimils of social interactions presented in many leisure activities may actually be satisfying the fulfillment of belongingness needs. That is huge because when we're rejected by one person or ostracized by one group of people, we still belong to another. And that sense of belonging is a very powerful feeling to draw from, especially in times when we feel a bit down. Now, if you don't have a social surrogate at the moment, a great place to start is YouTube. With all of the diverse content on YouTube, with a bit of searching, you are sure to find channels and individuals who appreciate the same things as you and espouse core values that resonate with you. And the beauty of YouTube is that you even have an opportunity to interact with those people in the comments and live chats. Okay, so there you have 4 powerful strategies for handling rejection. Let's now quickly recap. 1, rejection is just selection. You have the power to select who you hang out with and what communities you want to take part in. 2, turn rejection into a game. A no is okay. It's not the end of the world. Find some levity and humor in the situation and laugh about it. 3, remind yourself that you are loved. You are not alone in this world and you matter. Don't forget that. 4, connect with your social surrogate and tap their strength to empower yourself. So as you can see, by following these steps, we change our treatment of rejection. We can view it as a blessing in disguise, a nice hug from the universe, or a little nudge in the right direction. Look at it this way. You wouldn't want to have pursued that person or career if it left you miserable and feeling out of place, right? And rejection is not a failure on your part. So don't take it personally. It's not going to turn you into a social pariah. If you've revealed your authentic and true self and you've put all your cards on the table and there's still no magic, then it wasn't made to be. Instead, rejection is a way of demonstrating to ourselves that we've taken a risk. We've gotten out of our comfort zones. Accept the temporary feelings of frustration, and then remind yourself that this is what makes us stronger and a more evolved version of ourselves. And it's what gives us the mental fortitude to create more meaningful social connections in our lives. So now that I've shared our thoughts, I would love to hear how you deal with rejection. What works for you? What challenges have you encountered? How have you been rewarded for your efforts? Share that with me and the Explearning community in the comments down below. And if you loved this lesson, please be sure to let me know. You can give this video a thumbs up on YouTube, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to join our tribe of Explearners so that you never miss a lesson. And if you ring that bell, you'll get notified about our new videos and our weekly live streams. Email this video to friends and coworkers who also want to supercharge their social skills. And while we're at it, feel free to also share it with your friends on social media as well. And remember, the write-ups of these lessons are always available on our blog at explearning.co/blog. With that, have an awesome week, Explearners. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time for your next Explearning lesson. Happy Explearning!